boundary, okay, or off of the yard markers. Right now, what we do every time Pop plays DB for me is we set the kids in 4 lines, and then we have them walk out and stop at 5 all the way down. So I have the whole team of defensive backs going at once. There's nobody sitting around, there's nobody watching, and we evaluate stance. So say Pop is the second guy in line, he's going to be at that 5-yard line. Right, 1 line, 2 line, 3 line, 4 line. First thing I'm going to tell these guys is we want stance. What's our stance? Our front foot is going to be up, our right foot's going to be up, okay? We're going to put our left foot toe to instep. For the young guys, I tell them and I show them the shoe. I say I want your toe to your instep. I don't want you too zippered up. I don't want you too outside. And I always tell the young kids, put a donut around you. Biggest donut you ever seen, put it around you and don't step outside the donut. I don't want you to break outside the donut. I don't want you to reach outside the donut. I want you to stay inside the donut, which means I want them to keep their feet within their hips, okay? So right foot, toe to instep, and now go ahead down in your stance, drop your hips, okay? That's about as much air I will ever allow under a foot, and he knows that. He's got a little natural lift, that's okay. What you're gonna see with a lot of the youth guys or high school guys is they come up on their toes. We're starting off their stance expecting a kid to be efficient in his position with already wasting movement. And a movement that's gonna get him up on his toes and out of his hips, which is also a problem, right? So we're gonna get back in our stance, want butt low, chest over thighs. I stay no nose over toes. Don't tell them that. It's just like the tackling. We're telling them now to think about their head actively being out in front. We don't wanna stress that, okay? So toe to instep, and we're telling them to shift their weight. Don't go on your toes. I tell them this is the knuckles of your foot. Shift the weight to the knuckles of your foot. We don't want air under the heel. We want you to shift your weight and load the front foot. So we'll get him here, and I will blow the whistle on the whole group. I'll run around, checking, stance, good. Your feet are too zippered up, your feet are too wide. Get your hips down, sit in it. Just like the big line, we're gonna sit in their stance, we're sitting in ours. And I'm gonna blow the whistle. Just 3 read step. Good, 3 read step, good. Don't let them pop up. We're gonna watch this posture, get back down. We're gonna watch this posture. I tell these guys, don't let this posture be a roller coaster. Because once you start letting your upper body take your feet where you wanna go, you're gonna come out of your hips and you're gonna have a bad reach. All right, so we're gonna keep chest here, and no matter what position, he's moving lateral, forward, or backwards, he's keeping this position. We don't want him to get head in. All right, stand up. Left foot, same thing. Shift weight, toe to instep. He has a good base, okay? We make sure he doesn't want to rock out. He wants to push off this front foot. Stand up. Next thing.
Which foot is forward depending on which side?
So if I have a left corner, okay, ball's inside to my right, I want the left foot up. Depending also what defense I'm playing, but I want to always keep my leverage.
Yeah,
okay, so
keep your inside.
Yeah, if he wants to try to reach me outside, which a lot of you guys play cover 3 or cover 2, that you're kind of trying to funnel some things, right? I want to be able to push and get some width off that foot. Okay, so I always tell them outside foot. Yep, and then the safeties I'll have opposite.
Yeah.
Okay, I have opposite,
yeah,
so they come up and they can drive for the post if it's quick. All right. Here we go here. Now the next thing with the young DBs is I get them when they're in high school too. Is this reaching? These guys will reach for getting depth. I don't want that. I tell them you're going cleats and green. Cut the grass with your cleats. We want to step and replace on our back pedal. We don't want it to be short, choppy steps, but we are cutting the grass with our cleats. So I give it to him. Good, right? We don't want his foot, we don't want this foot to stay and this foot to move. We want to push, step, and replace. Right where he's coming from. One more time, have all the guys lined up. Everybody's going at once, a 3 read step. And it doesn't have to be fast and be in a spaz. We want them controlled and isolated. Go ahead. Good, don't rock out, good, right there. Step, replace, come back. He can change direction, he can open, he's not reaching. Much different than doing this, picking your feet way up, you're not cutting any grass. Makes sense, okay? So this is a drill. I can get a lot of kids when I got young kids and it's hard to even get them in lines that we set up every single day for fundamentals. Stance, toe to instep, shift the weight, push, step and replace, cut the grass, keep your hips, chest over thighs. Don't let it become a roller coaster right off the bat. All right, as soon as we're done there, we change it over. We're gonna come on the side now, and I'm using these yard markers to be landmarks for these young kids. Because if I had them doing any type of hip drill out here, they're going to get off their line. Now they have something to look at. They have something to feel out. So I want to get them on this. Want to be over here? Right over here. You guys grab one of those. Actually, you grab one of these papers. So as soon as I get them over here, I'm going to do some hip mobility drills. And I do this with the young guys, 8, 9 years old as well. First drill we're going to do is salsa. I tell the kids, you ever twist the cap off a bottle pop? Oh, yeah, over pop, yeah. Okay, we're taking the cap off the bottle. Keeping the chest forward, I'm stepping my hips from here to here, right, Pop? You know what he's doing? Quick feet, rotate him through. Rotate, good. Roll, snap. Just moving his hips, coming back, going lateral, face this way. Same thing, I'm going here, snap. Good. Quick feet, rotate them through. Good, come back, one more time. The first 2 drills I do, whether I'm teaching 8-year-olds or college backers or NFL DBs, I'm going to do the same drills. I'm going to do the fundamental stance in alignment with their feet. I'm going to get them into that, push, step, and replace, cleats in the green, and I'm going to bring them over here and get their hip mobility. Because any athlete, any football player is going to have to change direction with his hips, right? Any evaluation is going to take place on his hips. All right. Next, we're going to go into, okay, we got everything. Now we're progressing all of our drills. We're not just jumping in, okay, ball drills now, right? Well, he didn't learn nothing. And I strongly recommend when you guys get in, we're all revved up the first time in camp and, it's the first couple of days of football. But understand, these kids are young kids. They need motor skills. They need muscle memory. Let them start off at 50% and feel out their athleticism and where they're going with it. And then we build up on week 1, week 2. And they're used to the drills and we're repping the same drill. So now we're going 3 speed. Okay, so he's going to start off in a slow back pedal, blow the whistle, go to medium, blow the whistle, go to fast, blow the whistle, he's going to go back to slow. This is control. I don't want to see his posture come back and forth. I want to see him push off, step and replace, and be controlled in his movement. Right? Pretty good posture through. Make sure that he's gaining some ground on his step. We don't want him stepping under and not moving anywhere. One more time. Good. All right, the yard markers, right? So now I got him in his back pedal, got him in his stance. Now I'm going to use the yard markers so I don't waste time with cones. You have yard markers that are typically on the sideline. They didn't give me it, but they gave me the football field without the yard markers. So, got the yard markers. I started all the guys. We started got in the goal line 5, 10, and 15. We are going to work now on our back pedal to break. Back pedal to break. Using these cones right now, since we don't have yard markers, Isaiah, you're going to start here. All right, what we teach is a T-step. I teach the 9 and 10-year-olds a T-step as well when I'm working in our groups. Difference between a rollover and a T-step is you're just turning your foot. Now, we don't want them reaching outside. We don't want them rocking back, but we're just turning our foot. If you guys just take your foot right now and do this, okay, right on your back side of your hip, okay, compared to doing this on the back side of your hip, where do you feel more power? Where do you feel more drive? The T-step. So we try to teach that. Regardless of what you're going to teach or the time that you have it or what age you're teaching, keep the kids' hips underneath their donut. Inside the hips, make sure they keep them inside the hips so we don't want them reaching when they break. We don't want them reaching backwards or forward. So here, we're going to get Pop right now. He's nice to use the back pedal. We're not having him fly out. I want it controlled, but he's going to burst up. And he's going to T-step and drive up. Boom, and then control his body back down and drive up. You guys can use yard markers or cones like this. Go ahead. Got it. Good. There we go. Good. There we go. Good. There we go. Good. I'm evaluating him too because it's going to be a senior for us and trying to play for corners. I'm checking him out today too. All right, so then I have him go back. Now we can do a T-step like we do. If you guys are more comfortable letting the kids do what they do athletically naturally, or the rollover, which is typically quick feet in, just don't have them picking their feet up in their chest and then rocking back. Okay? All right. So, back over. All right. Zone. Most of you guys play zone in your Little League? Zone, pretty much?
Both.
Zone, man,
Zone and man.
All right. I'm going to go zone first, then I'm going to go man. First thing I want to teach them now, progressing into the zone look when I'm dropping and giving and balance. I tell our young men, I always start off in our back pedal. I don't just have them snap their hips open right away. I have them try to keep their cushion first or wherever their drop is and work to it. In case there's a quick pass, we have to rally to the football. What I want from him is, I want eyes wherever my eyes are supposed to be, whether that's 1, 2, or to the quarterback. How I tell our young guys and our high school guys, I say keep your chin into your shoulder so it keeps your hips. I always talk about don't come out of your hips. Don't come out of your hips. It's just a way of saying don't come out of your stance. No matter which way you're moving. So we're gonna go back pedal first. I'm gonna turn you this way with your chin and your shoulder still looking back at you like we're in a comfort team. Yep, stay on the line. All right? Good, right there. And I'll have him get back to the back pedal again. Go back to the back pedal. What I want, he's not as tall as I have some of my guys in the past. It's all right. I'm not gonna hold him against him, but keeping that chin in there. You'll see the young kids will do some stupid stuff. They'll be all in there. But what that's telling them is, just like the tackling is, if you put your head and lead with your head, that's where you're gonna go. Their head is gonna take their body. Now I'll progress into this. Now we're gonna open up and run. Okay? We're gonna go. Oh, come here. Stay on the line. Cover 2, zone drop here. All right, keep looking at me. So here, and then open you go. Okay? Open you go. Good, there we go. All right, what we want to tell the young kids so they don't come out of their hips is, first, your head is always going to take your body where you're going, whether you're teaching mistakes or good things. What that means is when we need to turn and go and there's a vertical route, your head turns and your arm comes through. Now what happens is a lot of these guys come up out of their hip, and then they come here, they have to drop back here to sprint. I always tell them just throw it on an angle a little bit. You're keeping your chin into your shoulder, and now your head's going, and you're throwing on an angle. You're going to stay with the low hip level. So we're here, and then boom. Right on the line there, and be able to keep it back. Okay? All right, pop. Great drill here for reaction in cover 2. Start here. This is our reaction drill. We have 3 receivers out. So we have a receiver here. Kids are going to rotate. You might let the DB go twice, and everybody rotates through. He goes there, he goes there, he goes there, he goes to the defensive back and back of the line. Receiver here. Receiver here. And receiver deep. They are not catching the ball. They're just standing there as dummy receivers. One way we want to catch the ball is the DB. We're going to get him in good stance. Good back pedal, step to replace, hips down, chest over thighs. We don't stress nose over toes. Okay? I am going to get my ball, and I'm going to go, hold up, Pop. Take this real fast. All right? As soon as I look, you break. You got me? Hey. Here. Good. Boom. Right here. All right? I am giving him a zone feel and look to back pedal, get some depth so he can see out of his peripheral, and I'm giving him a shoulder, and he's going. There's no trick. Okay? Because what you get a lot of guys is, go ahead, coach.
So do you have him back up so he can see the calls and
Yep.
then cuts in front, right?
Yep, I want some depth here. So if the guys stay here, I'm not even going to give him the shoulder. He's going to have to really get here to feel it here and then drop. And we want him driving on a downward motion, upfield shoulder. You know, we're always telling kids, drive upfield shoulder, not through the ball, not under it unless you're going to make a pick, but upfield shoulder for the young guys who want to teach. Now, same thing. Pick. Boom, right? And he's watching that zone. You're running a cover 3. You got a deep ball behind him. We want him to chase it and catch it to what? Highest point over. Attack the football like it's our ball when it's in the air. So very crucial drill.
You actually have kids standing there not calling,
Yep.
right?
No,
So
yep.
You want them to get used to seeing the
Visual, upfield shoulder drive. Yep, yep, exactly.
So this is still in regards to more of a zone read, right?
Exactly, yep. And I'm going to go on the man right now, okay? So the man drill. First man drill we do every day is drop and chop. Hop your receiver, I'm going to play DBs, face me, okay? I'm going to always shade us one way or the other, so everybody write shade, okay? We're keeping 3-yard cushion. You guys are youngsters. You might be trying to keep a 5-yard cushion. We just don't want to get beat deep. We want to keep them in front of us, right? I'm keeping always, I stress, I make the kids say it to me 17 times, eyes on the what? Hips. Eyes on the what? Hips. Because number one thing is the eyes go to the quarterback or they come up here and they lose it. So eyes, we're going to go drop and chop, drive off, drop the feet, boom, drop the feet, drop the feet. He gets on top of me, all right, suffocates me, receiver getting on top of me, that's where we open and close on him. But it's a great job and chop. Last one, because I know how to go. All right, I give all 4 receivers are lined up on the 5, 10, 15, 20. I tell the receivers this, slant this way or slant that way. Or I give them this, out this way or out that way. DB's on left side shade, I'm going to give you a slant in here. Nice easy drill. We can go 75%. He drives off, slants, and he drives upfield shoulder. Next group goes.
Okay.
All right, out.